Seeing myself in a stranger. A DNA match revealed my birth mother. Our story ended with a rapturous hello. The tiny woman arched her body from the bed and cried out and reached for me. To protect myself and my family, I used an alias. On my ancestry profile, I called myself Paul. Then I took the DNA test. When my results posted, I was surprised to find out how many people in this world I am genetically related to. But I didn't care about how many. I was looking for just one. She was not there. There was a match, however, that held the key. It was to an aunt who had the obituary of her father on her profile. I read through the names of the survivors, including her siblings, then used to Google to do a quick age calculation to narrow it down. Then I looked at pictures of all those children growing up over the years. For the first time in my life, I was looking at a stranger and saw myself. I had found my birth mother. Her name was Rose. Thanks to Google, I learned that she was a hospital administrator in Louisville, KY. She had been married twice and divorced twice and had no other children. And she was beautiful. Her smile was radiant in every picture, lined up short to tall with her siblings on a 1960s family vacation. In a portrait with the same big permed hair I had in the 80s. At the Kentucky Derby, in a floral dress and wide-brimmed rose-covered hat, and badged and lab-coated on the hospital website. I was so proud of her. But because I had found her through her sister's profile and not her own, it was not an invitation for me to reach out to her directly, so I didn't. Not long after, I received a message on Ancestry from one Roger's cousins. This woman was really into genealogical research, so imagine her surprise when someone she didn't know with a name she couldn't trace suddenly popped up as a close relative. She asked me who I was. I responded with my story, that I was born in 1972 in a small town in southwest Minnesota to an 18-year-old who had come from somewhere on the East Coast to spend the pregnancy and have me. Then I was taken over state lines and adopted out of Sioux Falls, SD. I told this woman, Susan, that if this matched the story of any of her cousins, to do with this information what she felt was best. She put it all together. Thankfully, her ethics matched my own. She had empathy for decisions made all those years ago, and she had a deep respect for boundaries. Together, we decided that she would not tell Rose that she and I had connected unless Rose gave her an obvious opportunity to do so. A few months later, Rose went to visit Susan in Pennsylvania. Susan's mother had recently died, and she and Rose had been close. Rose asked Susan about ancestry, saying she had always wanted to take a DNA test, but had been too afraid. To Susan, there was a sign, and she was prepared. As Rose was leaving, Susan gave her a wrapped gift. She told Rose not to open it until she was back home alone and had poured herself a glass of wine. When Rose opened that little box, she found a note tucked inside. Susan had written that this gift was both a token of her mother's love for Rose and a message she felt her mother wanted Rose to have. Then she told Rose about me. She said she really liked me but didn't know much about me because I had been using my alias. She also told Rose that I was the mother of a 10-year-old girl whom I called Little Pearl. In that box was a pair of Susan's mother's pearl earrings. Rose called Susan and in a cathartic rush told a story, one that for 5 decades she had hardly shared with anyone, not even her husband's or closest friends. Rose said that she had always loved me and had tried to find me, but because it had been a closed adoption, she always hit dead ends. Then she lost her courage. She told Susan that she still had the baby blanket I had been wrapped in after I was born, and that her mother had persuaded the social workers to let Rose hold me, which she did in that little hospital room for 3 hours until it was time to let me go.